Remember comedian George Carlin? He once said, the highly motivated people in society aren't causing all the trouble. It's not the lazy, unmotivated folks sitting in front of a TV eating potato chips who bother anyone. Well, a lack of motivation may be okay behavior in your living room, but if you find an unmotivated employee in your workplace, it may be affecting your entire organization. The lazy employee may cause other employees to consider adopting that kind of behavior. Hi, I'm Dave Edwards. Today we're going to talk about, do you have an unmotivated employee and what to do about it? Do you have an employee who seems to lack focus, takes a lot of time off, or regularly disappears from their desk? Have they become distant from their peers or make comments that really aren't appropriate for the office? Well, effective leaders cannot ignore that kind of behavior. See, all workers want to know that what they are doing is essential. And that's why management must share its vision and objectives with employees. And doing that makes individual projects fit in better with overall goals. Leaders cannot ignore the unmotivated, the people who don't get it. So, what you want to do is sit down with the employee if you're concerned about their activities at work. Do it in a private environment. Speak about what you're seeing and your concerns. Ask if there's a specific problem that's causing them to be unproductive. Be prepared to listen and not become defensive. Now, you might learn about a deeper seated problem that really has to be fixed for the good of the organization. Give them something to strive for. Encourage them to have a more positive outlook, mainly if you can solve some of their issues so they can see that they're getting a little bit of their way. Tell them that their attitude is affecting others. Tell them the story about the two salesmen who were sent to Africa by a British shoemaker. They were supposed to investigate a new market for shoes. The first salesman came back with a dismal report. He said, there's no potential here because nobody wears shoes. The second salesman came back with a slightly different reply. He said, there's a massive potential in Africa because nobody wears shoes. So get to the point where your workers see the upside of what they are doing. And once you have that conversation, you'll probably need to do a follow-up at some point. Consider whether your employees have measurable goals. These goals must be how a person is judged. You don't have to socialize with the person you work with, but you do have to get your job done. And that involves having a civil attitude. A passive aggressive approach, or saying, I won't work with that person, isn't an acceptable behavior for anyone. If your larger workforce shows signs of slowing down and not getting their jobs done, take a look at the environment they work in and think about what can be done to improve it. It may be policy that employees can't make personal calls on company time, but we all know that's not realistic. Employees need the internet on their computers, but it's unrealistic to assume that they're not going to check their personal email during work time. You may need to be somewhat flexible with not allowing a new policy to be abused. Salary.com reports that 64% of employees visit non-work related websites at least once a day. Quite frankly, I'm surprised the number isn't higher. HR Magazine said that 70% of all porn websites are accessed between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Of course, you need to have policies in place that nobody's going to porn sites during the day. But you can also demonstrate your trust in your workers to understand that from time to time, they're going to check their weather or they're going to check their personal email. Your organization might want to even shift its focus away from a time clock approach where, everyone has to be on their desks at 8:30 in the morning and leave together at 5. Measure against goals, not the time clock. Have honest conversations with people and make sure your workplace behavior mirrors those that you want others to adopt. My online course, Managing Difficult Employees, is designed to give you the information you need to know what to do to motivate your employees. Find out more by going to my website, daveedwardsmedia.com. Click on courses. You'll be happy you watched the class the next time you face a problem employee. I'm Dave Edwards.